Hi, this is another video from DocuSample. This is a California Association of Realtors seller multiple counteroffer form. Remember, you do not have the right to utilize these forms unless you're a member of the California Association of Realtors or you receive their permission in some other way. But this is how you complete the seller multiple counteroffer. This situation is when someone receives multiple offers and the seller chooses to send out a counteroffer to more than one party. So they can send out different counteroffers to different parties. They have the right to do what they want to do. They will receive whatever signed or accepted offers come back, and then it's up to the seller to make the choice of which they're going to go with. It's very important to know. Just by signing their counter does not mean that your client is automatically in first position. With the multiple counter, the seller chooses once whatever signed multiple counters come in. Pretty simple form. So up here you put what counteroffer number it is. Here you put the date that you're completing it. And this is a counteroffer made to purchase agreement. If it was other, could be where there's already been a counteroffer, and it would be counteroffer made to another counter by your buyer. You put the date of the purchase agreement in this case. You put the address, street address with the city. Should put California, even though people will know that by the zip code. And then you put the buyer's name and the seller's name. Then down here, you're going to put what the terms are of the counteroffer. A lot of times it will be the price. In this case, it was to remove the appraisal contingency, basically, that in case the appraisal property didn't appraise for the full amount, the buyer agrees to make up the difference. And then it had some personal property, air conditioner not included, the sellers to pay transfer tax. So those were the term changes on this particular offer. Down in here, this is what I was talking about for the binding effect. So the counter doesn't bind the seller unless the seller signs in paragraph 8 and accepts or selects that particular counter. Down here, very important also, the expiration, both time and date. Date would go in this spot. Obviously, things are blocked out for privacy on this form. This is a real form that someone used. And then here, if the counteroffer is received by the seller or a different person, in this case, usually put the listing agent's name in. And then down here, this is where the seller would sign. It has her name there and the date, always date it. And then if your buyer is going to accept, down here you have the buyer's name, have them sign, date, time, and you definitely want to get it back to that seller or seller's agent within the time before the expiration. Once the sellers receive counteroffers back that are accepted by the buyers, this is where if they're going to accept one of them, your seller would sign here that they select that as the one that's in contract. And then once they do that, the agent or the buyer would initial that they've received, and they're giving confirmation of acceptance. Again, date and the time is very important when it comes to offers and counteroffers. So that's the multiple counteroffer from the California Association of Realtors. Make sure you have the proper right to use it. That's how you fill it out. And always check with your broker or an attorney if you have any questions about completing it. But that's the basics, how to fill in the blanks from DocuSample. Visit us at DocuSample.com on the website. Thank you.